Hey everybody, Rhadamant here. Thanks for tuning in to episode 6 of the Gloom Seekers RimWorld Ideology 1.3, which originally aired live on Twitch. Hey everybody, welcome to this second stream. So, there has been some significant changes to the Gloom Seekers since last stream, and I just wanted to highlight that. As you can see here, I actually edited the save game file a little bit, and I really hope I haven't broke things. I did some testing to change some of the structure of our ideology. So here, as you can see, I am a structure archist, as I feel like that makes the most sense compared to the animist that we were previously. And then I've also removed some, here, let me switch over. I've removed the animal slaughter problems that we had left over and replaced the nature primacy with individualist, as that obviously makes more sense for us than nature primacy. I have changed our roles, so instead of having a dedicated role for farming, I have one for digging, because that makes a lot more sense as we are tunnelers in the dark. I've added 2 new rituals here, the summoning effigy, which when done well, there's a 50% chance that a random new recruit joins of our ideology, and the sky lanterns, or the seeker lanterns, which discovers ancient complexes nearby. Yes. And then the effigy that we burn for the summoning effigy is added in as a building as well. If you're wondering how I did this, I edited the save game file. I can't tell you how to do it because it is complicated. Holy moly. Shield just gifted out so many subs. Whoa, what a start. Thank you, Shield. What else? And then the preferred apparel has been updated a little bit as well. Oh my goodness. So the reason for these changes, I should explain. Yesterday when I was setting up the ideology, I was rushed, obviously, because it released at 1. It was bugged. It really truly came out at 2, and I was streaming at 3. And I had to make, you know, all this kind of art and overlays and all that. So in being rushed, I made some critical mistakes due to my lack of understanding of ideology, as one could admit. And I have now updated and edited the game file to reflect it. So those are the changes made. And we'll get going from there. To recap last stream, I definitely neglected Zenny, and now he is entombed in a sarcophagus, and we gave him a pretty terrible eulogy, so I feel bad about that, and I hope to rectify that situation. We had voted to try to give ourselves some nicer bedrooms, so we are starting to get some decent bedrooms here, and we are trying to convert Jet, who is a tough slowpoke, good at shooting. I will be opening up the channel point redemptions for your suggestions about things for me to focus on. And that will be, I'll open those channel point redemptions soonish. But before I do that, I just wanted to do some basic maintenance the everyday today. Tuzadash asks, is this going to be on YouTube? If you type !about, it will tell you yes. I will also tell you yes. It's actually the first hour of the stream is airing on YouTube in 27 minutes. So, any game I'm ever playing, if you ever want to know something about it, the !about command will work. It will tell you whether or not it's going on YouTube, and in the title has all the other commands like ideology, uptime, mods, lurk, etc. So, I feel like yesterday I did a whole lot of like catch up, trying to figure out what was going on with ideology, and now I have a pretty good understanding. I played a bit of this on my off time, not streaming it, of course, and with a further understanding, I now know how a lot of the ideology things work, which will be really cool for you all because, well, I'm going to highlight them. I'm going to be doing rituals and festivals and things like that to make us stronger and set us up for success. Of course, this is losing is fun, so undoubtedly there will be some hiccups, I am sure. Good day to all of you. I also have added Fahrenheit and Celsius is the only mod here just to help you I know. I was raised on Imperial, and I can't help it. But to help everybody else that was confused as to what the heck Fahrenheit is, we now have some help for you. All right, I am gonna send Natha, Zach, and Satakan out to kill this big bad Thrumbo, and I'm gonna use the. Oh, you know what? How long? All right, actually I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait until it's dark out. The reason being, of course, we have a lot of disadvantages fighting at night. We prefer combat in darkness, and if I'm gonna take this down, I don't mind the movement speed advantage that it gets. I would rather not miss every other shot. I'm guessing preferred apparel for ideology makes switching in and out of armor and entering and exiting combat more important. Yes, to some degree. Now, one of the things to note, however, is that if you take a look at the preferred clothing, it will even tell you all members will arrive. Okay. So all members will prefer to wear their clothing. They'll be pleased, but there's really no penalty not using it. And because the bonus is only like a +1 or +2, it's pretty small. You know, it's the difference of like a fine meal, I guess. So here we go. Like wearing a button-down shirt makes help happy. Another thing I need to do, I did actually update the clothing for the Gloom Speaker and Gloom Guide, and I renamed Gloom Guide from Gloom Enchanter, and they now want broad wraps. So I need to throw broad wraps on them. The reason I made that change is I want to see their faces, and the visage is cool and all, and it has better armor than the broad wraps, but you just can't see anything. And I felt like that was more important for a spiritual leader to actually have a face and not look like Amon from Legend of Korra. Whether you agree with me or not, you know, I have no idea. Dennis Keith, thanks for gifting out 2 subs as well. Phoenix for bits, or bit. Glitch Tooth, Lucid, Matt, and so many others for gifting tip and bits. And then some follows. Skull Valerie. Wow, you hadn't followed? I'm not trying to follow shame you, but seeing that you are a regular in the channel, I'm rather relatively surprised that hadn't happened yet. So other things I want to do before I turn these suggestions over to you guys is to start to get heat going in this area, at least near these sleeping areas. So one thing I'm going to do is mine, nope, not there. Mine next to the doors to put in vents so that we can keep these bedrooms heated without actually having heaters in the bedroom. Although heaters in the bedroom wouldn't be a terrible idea for some dim light. I'm very glad that heaters don't put off too much light, because that would probably upset my darkness-loving, you know, Gloom Seekers. How much have you missed? You haven't missed much other than the changes that I was describing, the update to our ideology. So there is a link to the updated ideologies, and I'll be opening up the Channel Point Redemption soonish about what we're going to focus on with all of you submitting your own ideas. Another thing I'm probably going to want is some tailoring coming out soon. So I am going to make dusters until I have 2 spare. I don't care about the quality, I just care about the hit points, because I don't suspect we are going to be able to make nice dusters, so that people can be a little warmer. If we take a look at the... Ooh, hadn't rendered the planet. If we take a look at the average temperature, it doesn't get so cold here, you know, in the winter, down to only about freezing. So parkers aren't really necessary, and given that parkers are actually terrible armor, I'd prefer dusters. What is my opinion of ideology up to now? There are a few bugs here and there, but even including the bugs, I think it is incredible. I think it does more for RimWorld than Royalty did. Royalty with sidecasts were pretty amazing, and ideology has their sort of own concept of sidecasts with the role commands. With that said, the replayability of ideology is just astounding, because of all of its sort of updates and benefits, and you can design your own everything. And so I'm quite surprised. I did not think that it would be a DLC of this scope. So I'm very pleased to see that it is just a unbelievably deep scoped DLC. There is so much bang for your buck here. It is incredible. Now, with that said, people say, yeah, I think modders are going to have a lot of fun with ideology. You know, there actually wasn't a whole lot of modders taking up the mantle of adding content to royalty DLC. So maybe not. I'm not sure. What kind of room should it be underneath the dining room? I was going to make this the research room, but I'm not really sure. We could make it a specific ritual room, I suppose, but one of the things that you want out of your ritual room is a high quality room, a very impressive room. So one of the things I might actually do is just combine it into one larger room so that it is as nice as possible. So that the top part is more dining and the bottom part is more ritual. But I think that's going to be very important going forward, is to have a very fancy ritual room so that we the success chance of our rituals are higher. I know that you all voted on me focusing more on my power grid, and one of the first things, I'll poll you right here. Should solar power be forbidden? We are, of course, darkness-loving, and I'll pull you right up there. What does a ritual room need? So it really depends on what sort of ritual you're doing. So the Gloom 8th, which is a social festival, requires a lectern and kneel pillows for an added benefit. And doing this properly and correctly, the higher success chance here gives insect jelly deposits if done right. If we did a summoning effigy, it would be about room impressiveness as well. The ritual where you summon lanterns requires there to be 25 cells of unroofed area, and then it is also about impressiveness as well, but also participation. So the rituals vary dramatically depending on what sort of ritual it is, where it will take place, etc., etc. All right, so now that it is nighttime, I am doing a little bit of hunting. The light level is, dark. It's dark out. We are going to try to take down this Thrumbo, for better or for worse. My opening shot will be of Sandakan at max range, with Natha giving a combat command. So combat command here is something that your spiritual leader, your faction leader can do. And the benefit here is that their shooting accuracy and melee accuracy goes up. It doesn't work for the leader themselves, so it's best if your leader is more of like a Psycaster Paladin than like the best fighter in your whole group. And I, of course, am going to be then scrambling, because Thrumbos are scary, and I have not slowed it down much. Oh, tack. This is a bad time. Sort of a bad time. Actually, hold that door open for us. And they're going for Zach. Sandakan, you stay there. Yeah, obviously not done well, because I forgot Zach had a peg leg. Here's what we'll do. Hills, get up here. Still, I would say ultimately it's a Thrumbo. I certainly like Thrumbo. And this Thrumbo is getting hit pretty hard. I just want Zach to collapse. So Hills, you go up north and hide. All right, Zach is down, and I can stabilize. Let's all go through this door. This Thrumbo is now moving at 4.8. All right, it's still fast. All right, we're gonna split and kite, which means that the, oh no, this is hills. Okay, so we are going to tend without medicine. Where are you chasing? You're chasing me? Cool. All right, Zach, let's get you the machine, no, don't arrest. Get you the machine pistol, and Hills, you are going to tend. Sando, I need you to do stronger hits, my friend. This is all my fault for taking a fight that I probably shouldn't have. All right, so what are you moving at now? You are moving at 449, and then this little guy, or big guy, I should say, is moving at 479. So got to slow him down a little bit more, but we're almost at the point where I can outrun him. And of course, we'll have the night bonus here. Oh, you stopped because my movement orders were not far enough. Okay, so we are getting one stabilized. That hit your arm, so you can still move. We're down to 336. That means we're fast enough to kite. Good. Out of practice, taking down the Thrumbo. All right, well, everyone will be all right. We have 16 hours, and I was lucky that it was a upper body hit. All right, let me set up for when it comes around the corner. Hey, Marauder. Marauder the alpaca, just waiting. All right, and break. Nope. Unfortunately, attack leading into the water. That's fine. All right, Zach, you are almost all patched up. Hillary, thanks for the resub, and Arn, thanks for the sub as well. That's a long sub in advance. I appreciate it, my goodness. All right, now this Thrumbo's basically dead. Look at all those holes. Looks like he has chickenpox. Down it goes. As sloppy as one could imagine, but I no longer have a slaughter animal requirement or anything like that, so it should be totally fine to slaughter him without the moods, as you can see. Attack. Yep, okay, we're good. Now, Natha, you're gonna go to the hospital. And actually just tend right now. And where did Tack go? Tack, you rescue Zach. Tack and Zach. Yeah, remembering the peg leg, very, very important. Okay, so Channel Point Redemption is going to open up of what you guys feel like I should focus upon. Whether it be expanding the base, doing rituals, crafting better gear, research, construction, etc. I'll take the first 6 or 7 suggestions, and then we'll have a poll to vote on all of them. Also, it looks like solar power should not be forbidden, but by a very small margin. I don't think I'm going to have a large proportion of our power drawn from solar. I think that's probably a fair middle ground to take. All right, well, Zach, getting you a non-peg leg going to be pretty important, I'd like to think. Now, I have a shrine here. This is my, like, sort of temple. I know it has a dining room, so it's a little strange, but functionally, it'll work. Another thing I probably need to do is not to treat this like a thoroughfare. So to redesign the kitchen here so that it doesn't get so much foot traffic. Removing the sort of throughway there. Am I missing a lectern? Yes, I haven't built one yet. Ooh, chocolate from the sky. 123 chocolate. That's a lot of chocolate. Okay, what are you doing with these corpses here? Oh, yes. Okay, so this corpse stockpile should not be for human luck. I appreciate that you're trying to bury some strangers, but just haul the insect jelly. And let's remove the zone. Are there any quests available? Nope. Not really. There's a hunting site that I could go to, but there's really no advantage for me to do it. All right, I do have some suggestions now, so I'll pull you for them. We have got research better weapons, add power to the grid, improve the shrine, set up a hospital. I actually have a hospital, but it's currently a prison ward. Smooth the bedrooms, or add a smelter to get rid of waste. So there's the 6 right above my head, and you pick. You vote, just 1 through 6 in chat. And here, as you can see, it's a 10-day cooldown for combat commands, or really any of the commands here, whether it's work drive or leader speech, any of that stuff. And it looks like smelter for waste is the leader. Either way, I'd be happy to have a smelter, so I'm going to get one set up. And then I'm also going to want to add some dead power so that I can turn these things off more easily. Okay, these bedrooms aren't exactly cold, but they're not exactly warm either. 2 heaters are not that much. You know what, Hills? I am going to have you do some high priority cleaning just to tidy things up. And Zach's back on her feet. Tack will hand over the weapon soon. Sandokin trying to make us oodles and oodles of food. I think what I'm going to do for San is let's do until we have 2017. So we'll be done for now. And a hospital. Can do. So your hospitals are probably... It's probably best to set up a hospital closest to... closest to where you think you're going to get injured. Let's take a look. Are we... Yeah, we're still in the power negative. So I'm going to be browning out here soonish. I'm not that worried about it. Some light will turn off, likely. It's not that big of a deal. How'd you get so much area for fungus? It was a cave. Or if you mean, how is it that I could even do that? The people with the ideology of tunneler gain the ability to put down fungal gravel to turn caves into growing zones. So you have to be a tunneler for that. All right. We are now hauling all the fungus, and then Sedecan is... I'm going to preach health to Zach to try to get her to heal a little bit faster. I feel bad about the harm that I caused. And that's a worthwhile preach. Oh, letting them straight on in. All right. Attack, preach later. I'm now getting gored here. Oh, really bit hard to the neck, too. All the more reason for backup. Stop it. Yeah, how's that feel? Being gored. And cue the Benny Hill music. All right, Zach, I will tend to you in a minute. And Hills, go 10 Senecan. I do like this drafted in combat tend. Oh, well, you have to kind of stand there, buddy. Just saying. There we go. The standing tend, very, very nice. All right, taking a look. It looks like adding smelters to deal with waste. So, deal with waste and a hospital. That sounds fair. I'll try to do those both. They were nearly tied. All right, Hills or Tech, let's get you to preach health on Zach. She did not deserve what happened to her. And then here's the brownout. For this brownout, I'm going to have dead power underneath the kitchen stove as well. And we can always add a little bit more power by doing things like wind turbines. So one thing that we could do is set up a wind turbine in the farms where we know that we're not going to allow trees. Uh-oh. Are you still in a relationship at least? God, but barely. Oh, well, that's not good. I'll probably just toss another Woodfire Jenny for now. And then if we transition to some other power source in the future, so be it. So let me just put another Woodfire here. Does Zax have prosthetics? Yes, peg leg. As a result of, she spawned with it. Wasn't even something I did. All right, Jet here. You were trying to convert you, and you are just about ready to give up on your own ideology, so it should be just seconds until I can start to try to recruit you, which is good. So if you guys want, here's the smelter, and I'm gonna smelt apparel, do forever. I don't think there's any apparel right now that I wouldn't want to smelt, so I'm just gonna set all apparel up to be smelted. Conversion, yes, he is converted. Now, Jet being converted, I am going to try to recruit. Very low will, very little, a little bit of resistance, but not too bad. Will there eventually be mechs delivering unstable power cells? Yeah, hypothetically. There could be. Hills isn't doing a whole lot of research because she's set on cleaning, but things did get pretty nasty, so I'm happy for it. I'm gonna get Natha to start getting rid of the Visage masks, and marriage is on. Okay, so here's what's funny. The rejected proposal is gone. I like it, and the mood, of course, is going to be huge, huge. Yeah, there's a lot of mushrooms in this cave. I kind of went ridiculous. Initially, last stream, one of the problems that we had was that that animal slaughter was frowned upon, and I've changed our ideology since then to make it a little bit easier for us to feed ourselves, because that was silly. And now that I've updated the ideology, I don't need as many mushrooms, but still, because of the ideology, we do prefer fungal foods. So as here, as you can see, it's a +3 if we eat fungus or cooked fungus. So it is in my advantage to try to get them to eat mushrooms with every meal. Because why not? It's good stuff. So a hospital. You all said a hospital. I would say, The only way to change it is not even dev menu. You have to edit your save game file. So I did it in a way that is probably not doable for any of you unless you know XML well and know how to edit game files. I don't suggest doing it without backing your stuff up and knowing what you're doing, or you're going to end up corrupting your game files and not being able to play. Just a heads up. It is not a dev menu thing. All right, Zach, I'm gonna have you switch your chest armor to our colors. Or actually, you know what? You, because you don't have... I take that back. Xenius, thanks for gifting out a sub. I'm gonna have Zach go to her favorite color because she's... she doesn't have a title. And because she doesn't have a title, she should be her favorite color. This is something that we decided last stream. Only people that hold titles should dye to their... you know, forced colors. So Hills is going to be very pink, and that's why Sandakan was green. We do, of course, believe in individualism, and as a result, everyone can, you know, there is no be one of us type mentality. Now, we don't care much for, you know, the other sort of ideologies that exist on this planet because they're sort of violent. Oh, you know what? Don't do that yet. Wear the hood. And then set favorite color. Okay, I am out of dyes now. And I'm not going to be able to gain access to dyes until I plant some next season. How's Marauder doing, by the way? You have plenty of food here, so that shouldn't be an issue. Good. A dye is a type of plant, yes. It is called Tinctoria. Tinctoria here, if we deep dive in, takes about 2 days to grow, so it's very fast. It has a min-grow temperature, which is warmer than the current ambient, so we can't really plant it at the moment. And it doesn't really have a high light requirement. We could hypothetically grow Tinctoria in the caves here because the soil fertility minimum is only 70%. So I guess we could cave dye it if we wanted to. How did I get so much mushroom inside the cave? Oh man, is this something I'm going to be repeating a lot? If you are a tunneler, you gain access to a new buildable called fungal gravel. And if you go to floors, fungal gravel is gravel that you can lay down like a carpet or, you know, any other flooring. It actually doesn't cost anything and allows you to grow stuff in your caves. Am I uploading this to YouTube? Well, I have good news for you. It's already on YouTube. It aired 2 minutes ago. So, yeah. Here it is if you want it. I just got the link for you. But I'm already ahead of you. Alright, so dealing with the waste, we have melted all the Visuous masks. Let's go ahead and now melt the weapons. We have a bunch of tribal weapons that we don't really care to use. I don't think we have any weapons that I wouldn't want melted, so we'll get that dealt with now. And I don't have the cave allowed sowing because we have so many mushrooms that I don't want to pour any more energy or effort into it. And the other thing that I said I would do is a hospital. So what I'm going to do here is mine this clear and through and set up a hospital in this area instead of this area, but I will have to change the priorities for mining because my miners seem to be taking a day off. I think this being close to my entryway and then changing the type of door that's here will allow hospital, this will be pretty easily accessible in cases of emergency. One other thing that we can help with Jet is getting rid of one of these unnecessary beds, so it's a bedroom, not a barracks. You can't wait to see sappers? Yep, breach axe sappers are definitely a risk for undergrounders, no doubt. If you follow your ideology, do you gain anything besides mood boost? Yes, you gain a lot. You gain the ability to do rituals. You gain the special abilities that the roles include, like convert, reassure, counsel, preach health, leader speeches, accuse, work drive, combat bonuses. And then if I had other roles, there's a bunch of roles that you can add, but if I had other roles, we also would have research bonuses, mining bonuses, you can have farming bonuses, combat bonuses. There's a whole lot of things that you can do as extra when you follow your ideology. I'm just not even gonna allow cutting. Let's get one giant harvest of mushrooms so we don't have to do it again. So, a hospital is getting set up, and a smelter is getting set up. I'm going to refund everybody else that didn't have their suggestions voted on. Jet here is 18 away from joining us. Are any of the other faiths hostile to me? All of them are, except for the Nudist Tribe and the Shattered Empire. By design, by the way. If the sort of TLDR of this society is that the world was full of sort of Dark Age hostilities, and ironically, we decided that we would want to transcend all the other cultures that exist on this planet and work our way to the stars. So that's what we're hoping to do. All right, sand, I'm going to have you start smelting. You guys wanted to clean up, and I'm not going to destroy the clothing, the cloth-based clothing. Instead, I'll just look for opportunities to sell it to the Nudist Tribe or the Shattered Empire. But the Nudist Tribe, more likely, because the Shattered Empire is not exactly going to trade with us. How's the recruit going? Going well. So he has belief in our ideology now, and his resistance is lowering. So only a matter of time until he's one of us. Can you sell clothing to Nudist Tribe? I think you can. I don't know why. I suspect they don't wear it. Yep. So we're lowering resistance about 1 and change a day. And I suspect I could do a better job of that if I gave Jet some furniture. But I am trying to... I will start micromanaging. As soon as this stupid, ridiculously large harvest is done, I'm going to micromanage them to build the hospital so that I can mark that as complete and head on to whatever you deem next. Oh, here we go. Getting the mining done. All right, Hills, I'm going to take you off a clean so you can actually do some research. Although Jet's going to be a researcher once we recruit him. If, I guess, we recruit him, but that's the hope. Now, there you go, Jet. Now you can actually eat, not on the ground. No more war crimes. Am I adding a research bench to the hospital? Probably, yes. And the big one, not the small, well, eventually the big one. So I'm going to want 7 across or something like that. Zach is on her feet. So I'm going to have Zach grab the machine pistol and help to haul the raw fungus. We're almost done with the fungal harvest, and that's going to free up all our guys doing other tasks because we've been harvesting fungus for like a year now. I went a little ham on this this here tunnel. In fact, I'm just going to cancel the expansion of the fungal farms. It's totally unnecessary, given that we have 3,000 fungus here and 1,500 fungus there. It's, yeah, it's excessive. Totally excessive. Maybe make some pemmican? Well, I have freezers. If I have freezers, I don't really need pemmican all that much. So if I have a research bench, I think we're gonna go all the way down here. It's gonna be a big old hospital. Hope it's not a precursor to terrible things to happen to us. So I think what I'm gonna do is put a door here and replace this door with a steel one. And I'm gonna slowly start to replace a lot of the entryway from wood to steel, just because originally we didn't have the availability of other resources. So steel door here, and a granite wall. What are you doing? Oh, I guess it's warm enough that we can start sowing heal root. Nice. We have very, very few meds, so that's going to be kind of important. All right, I'm going to start smoothing the perimeter of the kitchen because we're going to need to run cables. And Zach is running from the rat. Good stun. Come on. Dead. I'm just gonna leave it there. I don't even care. It's a rat. It's not worth a lot of resources. All right, so this is the dimension of the research plus hospital. And we are carting the blocks as soon as we mine them. Hills, you need to be better at doctoring. I've no idea why we used meds given the tiny amount of damage that we suffered, but that's fine. Can insects spawn on the gravel fungus floor? I'm sure they can. I can't imagine why they wouldn't be able to. The infestation risk of this colony is quite high, and I suspect ridiculous levels of calamity to befall us as a result. But hey, that's part of the fun, right? Having to deal with stuff like that. Well, look at you. You got beat up by an alpaca and a deer. Okay, a mining work site from Banastra Alliance. Going there would give us 30 components. That's not bad. It has 5 people there, though. The Banastra Alliance is a hostile cannibal tribe. So that's a POI that we could check out. Hydrate, don't mind if I do. Harrison, thanks for the follow, by the way. And Skeletor for the resub. You asked what my take on the DLC is so far. I've answered that question so many times, but yet one more time. I would give it like a 9 out of 10. There's some things I would change about it, but the vast majority of it I think is terrific. And I'm very excited to see how it gets updated and maintained. Because if you remember Royalty, Royalty was very heavily changed from day one to month one, with updates and support and that kind of thing. So that's what I'm hoping. I'm not saying that this necessarily needs those changes, but it wouldn't hurt. Okay, yep, we need to cut some trees. Eventually, what I might do is set up some, automatic pasturing. Well, actually, what we could do is auto cut, burn trees, oak trees, and poplar trees, and queue it to cut now. So that any trees that are in this pen automatically get cut for wood. And that's going to allow us to not have to constantly, queue up cutting down forests However, I think we need a little bit more wood than what is in this pen. But the auto cut is really cool, as I'm sure you might have noticed. Until they put the wood in the door, then it's not cool at all. The fog is a result of a forced weather. Yeah, it's a forced weather. We got some Glow World medicine and goodwill, but it's going to be foggy for 19 days. This was done, accepted 11 days ago, 10 days ago. So we have 9 days left of permafog. All right, power's back on. We are done mining out the area that will be the hospital. Very, very large hospital. So the plan is to have the larger research bench, which takes up 5, which would be like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then, oh, I made it too big. Good job, me. Well, and then the plan was the multi-analyzer, but yeah, it's too big. It's fine. Larger the better, because the larger the room, the easier it is to keep it clean, because the less effect that one filth would have. All right, let's build this, because we have to keep seeing a rotted corpse here. And we don't have supremacy ethos that makes it so that corpses are not ugly. So a little bit of a wood supply to carry us in and carry our wood fire generators, but having 2 generators, obviously it's going to be trickier. I might set up an auto cut zone for trees at some point, but I'm going to focus on the hospital. I did, however, get rid of the waste, so build a hospital will be the sole focus for the moment. And I'm going to open up the suggestion box yet again. If you have other suggestions for when the hospital is done, I'm happy to write them down. For Tatch and Natha and Hills, I'm going to put construction as a higher priority than whatever else they're doing, to encourage them to, ew, gross. To encourage them to do some work for us. I'm also going to make some broad wraps. I need like 2 broad wraps because we have some tattered broad wraps, and I have no cloth, so never mind. Forget that. Wow, my suggestion box filled up really fast. All right, I like it. Thank you. But it's going to take me a second to catch up. All right, so we're starting to, I didn't mean to smooth the ground out. Now we're starting to smooth the walls out so that I can run cables in them. Is there fungus silk? There is not. Double strand, yes. Fungus silk, no. But double strand would be really good for us to start, you know, producing at some point. A manhunter pack of lynx. Lynx are not our venerated animal. But I really don't care to fight them, so I'm just going to force everyone to stay inside. One of the wonderful things about being a undergrounder, going outside is optional. More or less. So you're going to hear a lot of angry lynx for a bit. All right, let me get next priority. Pull up. We have research for better weapons from Night Knave. We've got fancier altar from Dem Tacos. We've got underground Devil Strand farm from Cruzio. That's a little tricky actually, because let me double check if that's even possible. I have to remind myself what the soil sensitivity of Devil Strand is. Okay, it is possible, but it would take very, very, very long for them to grow. And the light requirement is greater than 50%, which means I would need a grow light. So possible, but tricky. So I will add that. I think it's a cool idea, but keeping it underground just makes it a lot harder for almost no reason, almost no benefit. Setting up a crematorium from Mini. Let me continue the... We've also got airlock defenses for the mushroom from Shake Your Bunny. Get a start breeding attack animals from Mech, and put people in a hospital. Xenius, what do you mean by that? Go fighting or something? Injure people. Oh, stupid links. I hate listening to them just whine constantly. It's not a fun sound. All right, I'm gonna leave that off and refund you. It has to be succinct and make sense to me. So, all right, there we go. 6 options, right there. And let me actually filter this. I'm gonna let you see through it a little bit. Give it some opacity. That's a little better. Maybe a little darker. There. Alright, Hills with her tattered apparel. Too bad. Or, honestly, probably just get rid of it for now. Wear the shade cone, that's fine. Okay, we are nearly done with the smoothing parts, which is cool. Some of the areas are inaccessible, as you can see. So I'm kind of SOL on that. We're gonna have some corners that just aren't smooth, but that's fine. I don't really need to run the power there, so it's not that big of a deal. Crunk, thanks for the resub, and Santa Clans, and J-Dog, thanks for the resubs as well. Welcome all. All right, I know it doesn't look much like a hospital, not yet, but I promise it is. I will throw some dedicated steel beds in here, made by our divine leader. Or actually, what is your construction 12, construction 11? Made by Tatch. I take it back. Another thing I probably should do at some point is to spend some significant time trying to get at least excellent beds. It also seems to me like I need to update the stay inside zone, because this is somehow deemed outside. It's a done. And the research for better weapons is currently the point leader. So I'm going to close that poll and add to my current project. And weapon research. Weapon. I'm gonna hyphenate it, or maybe ampersand it. There we go. All right, go frenzy for Tatch. Another thing that you can see is a bunch of them are idle. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm going to plant some cotton, but I'm not gonna plant cotton in the whole grow zone because the whole grow zone is way too big for all cotton. But let's plant cotton in that arm there, and then I'm going to add some additional fungal gravel. Oh, okay, thank you. Nothing like Randy trying to kill me. So this is still called the Mushroom Tunnels. Psychic drone is ending, that's good. All right, so let's allow sowing cotton. Actually, what is the cotton sensitivity? Fertility requirement 70, sensitivity, okay. Another thing that it might require is heat. I don't know about the temperature requirements, but I'd imagine that I am not meeting it. Oh no, they're starting to put some cotton down. So here's what I'm gonna do. The individual like fire break tunnel thing that was what, Shake Your Bunny, I think. Rory, you suggested it. One of the things I'm gonna need to do is build that anyway, because it's going to be really hard to heat a behemoth farm. Much easier if I separate it out, and then eventually I can probably have I don't want to look like a cave tender my whole life. So we are also hoping to head towards a situation where we have, proper underground in all of its technical glory, and not like this zug garbage that we have now. I said it. Zug garbage. I'm going to temporarily reveal the sarcophagus so that it can smooth around the edges here. All right, the lynx are now asleep. And supplies for, oh my god, what is that name? The nearby settlement has a special trade request. They want 330 light leather. They are willing to give us a psychic harmonizer, goodwill. So this is the royals. They are, how far away is that? It's about a 3.5 day journey round trip. Should I supply the light leather? Yes or no? So here are the quest rewards as a little reminder. A tiny bit of uranium and a harmonizer. A side trainer for Berserker Pulse. No one in my colony is a sidecaster yet, or goodwill. Currently I have some but not all of the light leather, but it'd be pretty easy for me to kill for the rest. I'm not planning on ever having royal titles. I will never get sidecasting that way. I don't also think I will get sidecasting from the tree either. Wherever it is, because we are not, well, we're not tribal, so it wouldn't even be possible. We don't have tribal origins, so praying at a tree doesn't work for us either. So the net result of that is we could hypothetically become sidecasters, but only if we find the neuroformers out in the wild, which is very unusual. I might have you all vote at some point whether or not we betray the Shattered Empire for the possibility of obtaining neuroformers earlier or something. Doesn't cotton need light to grow? It does. I'm going to be sun lamping. What I'm going to actually do here, let me set this up a little bit better. I want to set up a sun lamp zone like this. Now, keep in mind that the being around this sun lamp is going to super piss off my people. But that's just the cost of, you know, being an undergrounder and wanting resources. Another thing that we could do is plan it outside, but if you know, I think it's fun to try to use our caves when possible. So let me turn off this sun lamp. I also probably don't have enough power to power up a sun lamp at the moment. But another thing to note is the Nutrifungus here. It's photosensitive. It will die when exposed to light, so I have to keep the zones separate. So with this overlay up, let me mine out the required area, which I think I have done now. Recruiting a sidecaster, yeah, I guess that's possible. It's a little difficult to do. Okay, so we have everything smoothed out. We can run our cables now. And our heal root got blight. Oh, got all of it. At least Devil Strain can't be blighted. Have I gotten any infestations so far? No. My colony strength and wealth is really low, so the chance of infestations is pretty low as well. Insect jelly shouldn't be in here, even though it's nice. End of products, insect jelly comes out, and put it in this stockpile. It doesn't need refrigeration. Or chocolate, for that matter. So chocolate comes out as well. Try to save as much space as I can. My kitchen is full. Thank you for tuning in to the Gloom Seekers, which originally aired live on Twitch. If you have any feedback for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to catch a live stream of the Gloom Seekers, I stream this just about every day from 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. A countdown timer and schedule can be found at Rhadamant.com. Thank you for watching. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell.